App's open, PayPal is open. Make sure you donate, get involved. I hate to bring up topics again. I really do. I hate bringing up topics sometimes because what inadvertently ends up happening is I give people a little push when I do that, and I don't want to do that. I give people a little gumption that they can somehow or another come into this ecosphere that we have created here in our world, fucking world, and say what they want to say. And I'm here to tell you, no, you can't. See, ladies, you might be expecting that normal punk motherfucker that you get online and say whatever you want to say, when you want to say it, how you want to say it, or whatever. I am not that guy. Oh, I'm not that guy. I will remind you of your granddaddies, your great uncles you ain't seen in years, shit like that, or whatever, and I put a nip in the bud of that shit real quick. See, I don't do all that bantering around, and that's why I haven't responded to a lot of you ladies that have been leaving comments in the comment section. You understand? More so, you're more to me like a band of women that we could call them in the segment of the population of most beautiful women of color. Let's just call y'all the unfuckables. That is the name of Cynthia G supporters from now on. Y'all are now known as the unfuckables. Shout out to Tracy Morgan for me borrowing that from him. The unfuckables. These are women that, for some reason or another, think they have an absolute answer to everything that exists in the cosmos based on the fact of gender, and not only gender, but skin tone. And their history throughout history in this country. And I'm here to try to tell you, ladies, if history stands correct, Cleopatra was black, and we all saw how that happened. Oh, no, all you're not queens. Cleopatra wasn't the queen. Nefertiti was a queen. A queen to be revered. A traitor is not. And that's my premise here. See, Cleopatra was a traitor. She was a traitor not only to his love, she was a traitor to the kingdom itself. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm going here? It's a traitor. And she had co-conspirators with her, including Brutus and everybody else, that aided along in the demise. If you know the story, I don't have to tell you every character that played out, of course, because you are intelligent women, according to them. Self-exalted. I try to tell you in these times, and they even say it in the Bible before, you have to watch out for people that self-exalt themselves. You understand? I am this, I am that. The terminology in the Bible means to be boastful, or Jamaicans call it boastly. Man boastly. You understand? So I don't want it for 5 minutes make you guys think that I'm attacking these women. What's going on, Ruby? I don't want you to think I'm attacking these women. No. Quite the contrary. As you know, and you've been on my channel, y'all know I do a lot to advocate for women. Oh, ain't no question about that. Shit's in historical order. Nah, we ain't talking about that. What we're talking about is we're talking about a segment of women that are bent on destruction, and they're bent on destruction only based off one premise, which is monetary gain. That's it. The coin, the bag, whatever you want to call it. All the simpleton little words you want to use and analogies you want to use along with it or whatever. It is what it is. And these women are now presenting, and they're saying to me, well, over and over and over, they keep saying, she wasn't wrong about Virgil, she was right. And I honestly and truthfully believe there's one woman with multiple platforms and multiple accounts writing the same thing. And the reason I say that is because it's the same comment coming up over and over and over again. I mean, at least get a little bit creative. One of the two or the three of the profiles, they may be real. They're writing these comments or whatever. And the comments don't bother me, ladies. Please continue to write them. It helps towards my premise. So please continue to write your comments. I don't want to stop you. Remember, you guys are superstars and smart. So with this being said, these ladies, they come online every night. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this. I'm actually going to cut this short, and I'm going to end it, and I'm going to move on to another live, and y'all can enjoy that one too. But I want y'all to listen to this, because ladies, this has to do with women of promise. You understand what I'm saying? Women that are graduating college this year or whatever. And all these ragtag views that these women, they're in that little secular section over there with motherfucking Cynthia G and women like her. Well, some of the women are going to be able, uneducated women, are going to be able to put this up. Because see, let me explain something to you. An educated woman does have no need to present an argument while trying to prove a premise. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to present an argument while trying to create a premise. A woman, most men will stand at the notion just to listen to her. just to listen to her. Let me see what she got to say. See, there's few women around that can command audiences and areas and rooms like that. I've seen it a few times in my life. I could say one time when I was in the room around Sister Soldier, I saw it. One time when I was in the room and I was around Rosie Perez, I saw it. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a few other women I've seen this with too, in different functions and shit like that I've been through all throughout my life. But one thing I will say is it's only certain women that can command that attention where you just want to shut the fuck up. Like imagine if Maya Angelou ran into the room or some other great literary or whatever. There was a woman that walked into the room. There are men that are literally happy to sit there and concede and listen to her and be like, yo, what she got to say? You know what I mean? Ask Sherazade Ali if she got a problem when she walk in the room. Ask Sister Soldier, Rosie Perez, any of these women, Angela Bassett, any of these women, J-Lo. Ask any of these women, they have a problem when they walk into a room and they take it. And all these women, they have one thing really in common. They all got their start from men, and more particularly, black men. Rosie Perez's first movie was with Spike Lee. Shout out to Spain. J-Lo used to dance on the show by the Wayans brothers, which includes Mark and all them. Excuse me, what's that boy's name? Marlon and all them, you know. And that was in Living Color. She used to dance on that. That's where she got her start. Jim Carrey got his start. Jamie Foxx got his start on Living Color. You know? So this one I spoke about when you ladies are putting out this dangerous information and talking about, hey, down with him. Who is your counterpart? So it seems like to me, if you're saying down with me, right, that means that your counterpart you already have set up. You already have what they would call a consort already set up in mind, which would be naturally probably white man because you want to live out the American dream, just like all the little pretty blonde-haired white girls, except for one thing, you're not a pretty blonde-haired white girl. And in most cases, most of you bitches ain't pretty at all. That's a big, the unfuckables, I want to call these ladies. And the reason I call them the unfuckables is because I went to a lot of these unfuckable looking women's pages to see who was talking. A few of y'all in the comment section left your names up there. So I decided, let me search through, see if I can find a motherfucker. I told you I was before the internet. Literally. I got into the business in 2000. It was our job to find out who's having a party, who's having a pop-up. That was our job. Okay? Nightly. And we didn't have nothing but our phones. All right? And beepers at one time. I followed a couple of her followers. And some of these women are some of the most pathetic, unaccomplished, unattractive, out of shape, nasty, belligerent ass fucking women in their own personal lives. How do I know in their own personal life? Because a lot of you dumb motherfuckers left up fucking videos of you and your family and everybody else. Tell Aunt Ethel I said hello. I pay a visit. But you know, that aside, these women that are putting up these comments, a lot of them, they have low self-esteem. Everybody's not attractive. Everybody's not naturally charismatic. Everybody's not naturally dignified. Everybody's not naturally whatever the society norm may present it to be. Everybody's not that. And the problem we have is a lot of motherfuckers don't want to admit that shit. They want to say, hey, everybody's equal. You're not equal. If I'm 6'2", and you're 5'3", we're not fucking equal. If you weigh 375 and you work out, you understand what I'm saying? And I work out, the results are going to be different because your body mass. You understand what I'm saying? There are differences. And we're trying to get so much included into the conversation of not saying there's not differences, but at the same time, we got people like Cynthia G and her followers pointing out motherfuckers saying they different. And that's what I have a problem with. If I spent the energy on my channel bashing women, it would be different. No, I bash bad women. And I commend good women. And the reflection of my page and the hundreds of videos is on this motherfucker, entering to the thousands of videos I have on this motherfucker reflects that. Time after time after time after time after again. I had a 3-hour live where I was talking about nothing but children of color. I've had a 3-hour live where I've not talked about nothing but women that had to avoid being in unsafe situations when you out partying et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, what to watch for. I've done numerous videos on that. And I'm not talking about here and there. I'm talking about consistently. So when I get these women that I'm actually sitting there and I'm saying, yo, watch what you're doing, defend these women, whatever, whatever, I always point out one thing. If they shitty women, fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them like a piece of cake that went stale. Fuck them. Toss them away. What are y'all saying in here? Why aren't I married? Okay, so I can tell you why I'm not married. My last relationship was 7 years. All throughout my life, I've had relationships. I had one child, since you must know. I had one child when I was, 22? My child passed away. It left a stain on me. Now, you accumulate that into me working with the music industry for 17 years and meeting a litany of different beautiful women that are around. Um, it kind of plays into a position where you're having these relationships, and almost every last one of those relationships ended because of my traveling or because of my moving around, or because in some cases when I was younger, I would say infidelities. So I can keep it a buck with my shit. So if you're not familiar with me, I worked in the music industry for 17 years. So I was always constantly moving around. I'd be in a different city. If we're not in a different city, we are at a different location, whatever, whatever, whatever. I have no desire. And you see, this is the funny thing. When a woman asks you, man, why ain't you married? They don't throw in a lot of equations. You see what I'm saying? First of all, you're on a time clock as a woman. Let's point that out. Biologically. You understand what I'm saying? Most women know this, you know? And there's nothing wrong with it or whatever, whatever. And, the span has widened. You got women out here that's 40, 45, 50 years old having kids or whatever, whatever. But generally speaking, there's a term that I always like to point out. And since some of y'all call us kings, the king must sow his royal oats. You ever heard of that one? It's the bachelor party equated to it now. Or the bachelorette party too. The queen must sow her royal oats. Men have a longer shelf life than women biologically in that department, which is reproduction. I can have children up to the time I'm 70, 75 years old. You don't believe me? David Letterman lives right here in Connecticut. And he just had his most recent child, I believe, at 60 something. Rolling Stones, what's the guy's name from Steven Tyler, many other men, they wait until later in life to have children. I believe it was, what's the name, that just had his first child at 50 something. So yeah, men historically for financial reasons, that was another thing for me. I didn't want to have a child. I can go into this, no problem. I didn't want to have a child by a rambunctious family. You understand what I'm saying? Because now my child is entailed into that family. And I know that coming from my family. You understand what I'm saying? And I know from a mile away what my family accepts and what they don't accept. There are people with degrees. There are people that have been in the military mostly. So I know what they accept and what they don't accept. You get what I'm saying? So I've had a trial run. They liked my daughter's mother. They definitely liked her. My daughter died because she was born premature, if you must know. Little black girl, black cubano, a negrita. Who wants to have kids beyond 35, let alone, well, that's your motherfucking life. You miserable bitch. Let's get you out of here. Like I said, she got nothing I said. So let's get you up on out of here. All right. Who wants to have kids? And it start dictating. See, this is what I mean. These women did the same thing that commenter did, where even when you applaud them with an answer, like I gave her an answer. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't benign. I wasn't belligerent. I wasn't condescending or whatever. And based on the fact that at alone, I showed her some adoration, she took it upon herself to now look at me as weak. Get that bitch up out of here. Never pay attention to anybody. Listen, shit didn't work out for you, bitch. I just explained to you. I've had a successful career. I've enjoyed many things in life. I've been all across the country. I've had a child previously. My child passed away. You didn't even have the audacity to sit there, and this was a black girl. That's the funny thing about it. You didn't even have the audacity to say, my condolences. When you didn't even do that, I just click you out. No worries. I'm glad you did that. We see the followers fuel the egos of these women and the false shit they put out and the dumb shit they put out. Who wants to have a kid with 35, 40? Bitch, most people. People in the ghetto think it's normal to have a kid at 13, 14, 15 years old, like we in prairie times and fucking going through Montana. So You better put those birthing hips to use. You're 13 now. It's really some like pedophilic type shit if you really think about it. If you think the normal age for you to have a child is 12, 13, 14 years old, I have you believe something else. Look around you at other women, not just of races, but just other women in general and the positions they're in life. They were not having children at 13, 14, 15 years old. In fact, many people, depending on the situation, there's situations where people were 13, 14, 15 years old. Let's not lay that out. And they still together. You know what I'm saying? But there's most of the situations, they ended up with side babies out here. You understand what I'm saying? So by the time you meet this girl from jump, she already got a side baby. Now that's your choice to make. Hey, Queen Keish, what's going on? That's a familiar face. Nothing, I had to cuss out a couple of hoes there real quick. You know what I'm saying? But we're back in here. You know what I mean? We're going to separate the thought culture from the sister culture. And I'm going to help y'all along with it. And a lot of y'all going to hate the way I do it. But ladies, please, just remember one thing. Never hesitate on a motherfucker that's showing no restriction for you. You go fully in. This is a segment of motherfuckers that don't agree with the majority. She only has 83,000 followers. There's millions of motherfucking women in this country. But this bitch's message and her message combined with another message of other motherfuckers like her ends in a bad. You understand what I'm saying? And we can't have that. Now, we can't have that for grandkids. We can't have that for future mothers. We can't have that for future influence. We can't have that. And it's an easy way to click all that shit right off. Good evening. I'm a Cynthia G supporter. I come in peace, here to listen. Sophia Rose. Sophia Rose, my problem is you're one of few that are her supporters. And I don't know how close you are in supporting her. Sophia Rose, first of all, I never, ever, let me tell you something, right? You didn't have to put spell checks, sweetheart. People that are trying to impress people, they do shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? I worked in the corporate world for 17 fucking years. I've never seen nobody do that in the office space except for the help. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being honest with you. The help does shit like that. Like assistants, shit like that. They say, oh, sorry, I made a spell check. You know what I mean? And bosses don't feel like they got to correct this. So, because your ass should be smart enough to figure out what I'm saying. That wasn't meant at you either, Miss Rose. Now, this is the thing. You can talk plain spoken here with me. But at the same time, let's have respect for each other. The problem I have with the message recently, and as I look back at times as of 2 years ago at least, with Virgil Abloh, is what the message resonates. See, it resonates beyond the audience of your own. And that's the issue. It resonates to the audience of whoever comes across that channel, and being that this is a recommended base facility as far as social media, the algorithm can bring you up to things that I've never even thought I would ever realize I would ever want to see. Like I was telling everybody the other day, I just watched the video. There was some like ghost shit. And I'm like, where the fuck did this go? What the hell did I search out, to find some shit like this, So that video can come up in many different places in the way that a clip, 15 seconds, 30 seconds of it, or whatever, can be utilized. And that's exactly why I didn't take a clip of it and utilize it for my own sake. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not like one of these thirst-hungry numbers guys. I've got hundreds of thousands of views. I'm at 1.2 million currently, and I did that in 10 months. I don't have to be thirsty for views like a lot of these motherfuckers. A lot of these motherfuckers, they were content on the views that they had currently standing instead of trying to outdo those. See, it's the same thing with music artists. When they started trying to outdo themselves, the less and less people started liking them. You understand what I'm saying? Then they have to go away for a little bit so people could actually get an attraction to them again as far as being musically. Same thing goes for this YouTube shit. I was in media for 17 years. I know media very well. I know trends in media and I know why people do it. Even if sometimes those ones that I try to invoke for myself, it's very different to doing it for yourself than it is for doing it for artists or people like that. One thing I do know, and always stays consistent, is trends. And how trends invoke and how trends and words can be used to manipulate. And somebody can take a 15-second clip of what Cynthia G says and composite into something that could be long-lasting. Long-lasting that could be, irregardless if you like me as a man, dislike me as a man, Talk down on the demographics as me as a man when I have counter demographics that can equate out and make you look worse, way worse. And I could pound that based on the retention factors of what I get on my channel. I could pound that into people's head. I could be like, yo, these women are the highest in the country as far as single parenthood. Their single parenthood has led, and the early pregnancies, childhood pregnancies, has led to delinquency that you see now across city, and has plagued us for the past 30 years. There's many things I could point a finger and say to, and I will read your comment in 2 seconds. I just don't want to lose thought. There's many things I could point to, but I don't choose to do that. See, I attack exactly who I'm attacking. I don't attack entire groups unless it's necessary, and I damn sure don't get on this motherfucker every day and bash ladies. I think I say a lot of good things about women. I really do. Now I'm going to read your comments and be respectful. You appear to be, it doesn't matter fucking how, see, here we go again. I want to read this. I want to be fair. Having children at, we went back into talking 13, definitely isn't normal. You appear to be 40 and you seem time to marry and have a family. Some prefer to wait. There are tons of men over 40 who want to have kids. Yeah, damn sure is. Long time no see. Listening, Davin. What's up, baby girl? I thought you was the other girl. I was correct yourself because it was an error. You don't have to correct yourself as an error. Lowbrow people do that. And like I said, Miss Rose, I'm not directly attacking you. You've never written anything here to directly attack me, so I have no reason to. But I just want you to understand the sentiment as the same way you would say, and I would say to somebody, if they were on here on a daily spat and they were just bashing women and throwing out, skewed demographics. They're skewed. I know real demographics. My boss was the national marketing director of Bad Boy Entertainment. I know skewed marketing hints. And so you can have demographics that hint at something, but they're still skewed, meaning they're off a percentage point by 5, 10, 15, sometimes at the measurement of 20, 25%. You can sometimes have demographics that are old demographics and haven't been revised, and people have continued to use them same demographics for 5, 10, 15 years. I can point to how demographics have shown from the Department of Justice for the past 20 years, women of all different ethnicities. I'm a northerner, but ethnicities have now comprised of the new jail population of new prisoners in the United States jail system. This is the truth for the past 20 years. And for some of the most heinous crimes include murder, emphasize, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You can look these numbers up for yourself. I don't have to, and you know what I mean, invest in trying to convince you. Long story short, the words she says and the things she says puts me at a derived, and the things men would say about Latin or Black women at the same derived, because for some reason or another, they try to put Latin and Black women, whether it be Cardi B, whether it be whoever, they try to put Latin and Black women at like they're at the center of this thought world, when in actuality, these girls are just trying to outdo the white thoughts that came before them that they've been watching for the past 20, 30, 15, how many years on TV in front of them. I'm here to watch because I saw her name. Yeah, I don't use it for clickbait. I really mean what I say. So, I know I'm familiar. I'm not just a new term person that's new and familiar, Miss Rose, with Cynthia G. I remember when Cynthia G first started with Boyce Watkins, and I mentioned this now on 3 separate ones that I've done here. And Boyce Watkins, if I'm not mistaken, is a Black guy, right? And way more prominent than her. So that's another problem I have. When you throw that into the guys, you're throwing it into guys and men. At the very least, you in the working atmosphere that is current, women make up the highest percentage of unemployment in this country. They also make up the highest percentage of people that lost small businesses during the pandemic. And those numbers are available. I'm not making these numbers up. These are numbers that are available. You understand? They also at one time led up the highest in applications for freaking unemployment when that deal was going on. Now you have these child tax credits. So there's a lot of different provisions out there that are given to women since 1968 in the Great Society programs that affected, a lot of people think it's just minority women. No, they were just pointing out minority women in that personal spatula. But in reality, those Great Society programs were for anyone that made out of a certain income tier, just like you see right now with the child support, child tax credits and everything else, even how they ration off and how they're going to hand out stimulus checks. You get what I'm saying? So make no mistake about it. I agree with a lot of things that you're saying, but the nasty, contagious way that you're delivering this, sweetheart, and you're giving it to these girls are not going to matriculate it the same way a 40-year-old woman is. Now, Cynthia G, last time I checked, you was about 37, 38, 39, 40-ish right now. You got a side baby now. We don't talk about that. You got a side baby by a man of color. And two, you went and got the most ratchet motherfucker you could possibly probably get that already had 4 kids by 3 different women. Now, Mr. Perkins, there ain't no assault on you. I'm just saying out of the stream of choices that this woman claimed that she had, she chose you. This is a woman that at one time took some, I don't know if you want to say, but supposedly pictures for Pharrelly. Don't make sense to me. You go get a hood booger now as your, I'm not calling you a hood booger, my nigga, but you just look like, with the braids and everything, look like you, yo, Sean, you know what I'm saying, Sean, you look like one of them type. So it's like, you can't fix what's already done. I know that. And I don't want to apologize for anything she has done. Feel free to do whatever you want to. Have another baby by a fuck. I don't give a fucking less. My point is, realize what's in front of you. You now have a child that is of color. And you're pushing all this hate. And you're going to push this hate into this one secular person that's entering out into the world. And they're going to be lost because no one is going to see the world like you do, except for those skewed little motherfuckers that were around you in your bubble. And most of them don't live in your city. So you're really going to feel alienated. And more importantly, it aids to separating procreation. That's the thing y'all keep fucking missing. Y'all separating and exchanging money for your procreation and your future. If you're not fucking, your race is, God spell it out for you? Hey, Queen. Do I have to spell it out for you guys? What's your current occupation, if you don't mind me asking? Again, first time here. I came to watch Black Man Perspective on Cynthia G. My previous profession was 17 years in the music industry. I've said that 4 times now. My current profession right now is continuing to be in that same grind. I can't make life on $15 an hour, sweetheart. And if you want to judge me by that, I would say 90% of the women that also frequent her channel haven't experienced the lifestyle that I have, or the life I have, or lived the way I have, or had the experiences I have, stayed at the places I have, partied at the places I have, ate the food that I have, or seen the type of money I have. That much I can guarantee you over probably 90% of the population. I've never been a jackass or sit there and poke that into people's faces or whatever. But I see that's how you ladies like to equate yourself. A segment of you like to equate yourself by degrees and how much you make or whatever. And I'll say it once again, that usually is perpetrated by people that come from absolutely fucking nothing. I'm not one of those guys. I didn't grow up from nothing. My mother was posed, father was posed, my grandfather was posed. My grandfather sent all my mom's brothers and sisters or gave them the option to go to college. My uncles were engineers. Now, this might be one of the rare times you meet a motherfucker like me, but I can guarantee there's many of them like me that grew up just like me, girls and guys. So, miss me with that one. And I also went to college, if you want to throw that one in too. And I live in Stamford, Connecticut, which is one of the most opulent places in the country. Anything else? When you really boil it down to it, the way we ask the question here in the Northeast is, where'd you grow up? Where'd you grow up? You guys give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. I just want to make sure I had everything there. So this is not about my career or whatever, because the pure simple fact, even with talking about all that, there's one thing that comes in. I'm still this. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter when somebody stops me. They're not going to ask me, oh, you used to work at Bad Boy, unless they recognize me, So, yeah, that's silly comparisons. I just started watching Cynthia G about a year ago. I subscribe to and support some, but not all of her messages. What do you support and what don't you support? How about you getting back in the industry? I'm going to answer both of those questions. I am attempting to do that right now, but that takes support. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll give you an example. When I was going through my little phase or whatever, and I was fucked up, whatever, from the pandemic and all that shit, not a crib stay or whatever, which is all documented here. You know what I mean? I fell into this thing where I was like, yo, I want to create, but I didn't have spaces to create. So I started creating spaces to create. And I had a whole shitload of music ready to go, still have it. So I would love to do that from that end. But everything right now is dependent on support. You know, I have a single for sale right now on my page right here. You can just hit the description box, hit more, it'll fold down. There's also a trailer for the single, so you get to actually hear what it looks like. It starts right there when people purchasing the single. And I hate to say it, but the same way Cynthia G will say, well, Virgil Abloh was taking money out of the community to give to white people, being his white wife and his biracial child, the same way you taking money out of the community because people that donate to you or donate to you for bullshit cause. Hey, I'm sorry, you know, and a lot of people won't support people like me. First of all, my audience as it grows more of the people that are naturally fit for me will come in. Some of them are already here and they've showed that a million times over. So don't get me wrong about that. But more of them will come in. I do particularly think that a lot of them won't be African American. I'm pretty much sure of that. You know, I've had some African Americans leave my channel because I speak French and Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody write me a nice little fucking note. And I'm a dumbass because I erased that shit because I was like, I didn't read the rest of this shit or whatever. And they was just basically calling me all kinds of shit, you know, under the book. And this was somebody that up until that point that I said something in Spanish because there's what's the name of my name? Brenda that comes on here. And I said something to Brenda in Spanish, but we were having like almost basically a conversation. We wanted to say like 1 or 2 words. And so some people got offended by that long Dolph and all kinds of stuff. I said, what do you think you said? We're going to kill you or something? I don't know. But, you know, some people are silly like that. That matters me none. The way I look at followers is like this. And I said this last night. A lot of people will subscribe to Cynthia G, like this woman that said earlier, you've subscribed to her a year ago, you know, and I'm sure you're not there every night. A lot of her followers are not there every night. A lot of my followers are not here every night. And that's where the playing field equals out. Because, see, we all working on Master Plantation over here, YouTube town. Get the horses. Niggas don't walk around here, they run. Niggas don't walk around here, they run. Yeah, get on, boy. YouTube plantation, we gotta wait for Massa to send out them invites. And anybody might not get them invites. You ain't get your invite from Massa. I tried to send a pigeon. It just didn't work. We all over here on the YouTube plantation, including the indentured servant whites is over here too. So let's not make no motherfucking mistake about it. We all whoring for YouTube, men and women. All genders, all sexualities, all that shit included. For real. We all on Massa Google's plantation. It's always going to be a YouTube town, never. She said, delete me now next, you bum. Okay, I will do that. Now, I want to show you something, right? I just started watching CG about a year. Stop stalking Cream. Oh, here's Michael, Grant, and Sophia. So now I'm stalking her. And another deceiver. So Sophia Rose, I'm going to keep you in here, all right? And I don't have to delete you. Delete yourself. It's called unsubscribe because I didn't subscribe to you. They're neurotic. Now, y'all just saw that lady named Sophia Rose has come in here and say she came in here in peace, right? I didn't say anything to Sophia Rose that was argumentative. I didn't attack her or anything like that or whatever, but she chose to attack me. These women are worthless. There's a segment of women that are pervasive and doing nothing but provoking shit, provoking problems. A lot of these women provoke the same problems. Sweetheart, you can keep typing all you want to, whatever. I'm going to let everybody read everything you put up because you just played yourself. And my viewers are smart. So anything you have to say has no validity here anymore. So you can keep typing. Go ahead. Breathe slow when you type too, because your fingers might get. And Michael Grant, you do the same. You was here earlier too. You wrote some comments. So y'all keep typing. Okay, cool. All right. So y'all let them type. Y'all read their comments. Get them some attention. They probably got like 25 followers, 15 followers, been on YouTube for about 9 to 10 years. No, ain't nobody here checking for y'all. Everybody checking for me. Ain't nobody checking for y'all. And that's the problem. You're not going to do no 21 fake out with me and make it look like you the center of attention. No, bitch. They're here to see me. That's you. And I've got many of lives that are on here. 54,000 views, 320,000. Please don't be talking about views and reach and all that corny ass shit. This childish shit. They try to dictate a white format in a slave's mentality. You understand? Master said you can't do that. You better stop there. I'm mammy. I'm in charge of all the niggers up here, Candyland. You really think you can control me? That's hilarious. Hiffle, whiffle, whiffle, do. I can control you. There's absolutely nothing you can say to me. Nothing. Nothing that you can say to me that would even in 5 minutes make me lose any candor, dignity, anything about myself. You're the lowest form of trash on YouTube. And you fit my format, and I'm about to end my live in a few seconds just because of your notion. I was hoping you did what you did. And I want y'all to see something. To my followers, I want you to see something. Sophia Rose says she came in here in peace. Sophia Rose did what? She turned up in anger. Sophia Rose, you wouldn't do that to my face. I can guarantee you wouldn't. I can give 12 reasons why you wouldn't. I give you 12 reasons and a tear and a car trunk that you wouldn't. But it sounds good or a lie, sweetheart, so you keep typing. Type, 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 type. Type, type, type. Type, type. I can't breathe in here. Don't worry about it, Sophia. You're shot and stuff, sweetheart. We got to get these guys the fuck out the way that do shit like this. These people are a problem. They're a disruption to the people that are in the culture that want to move forward collectively, together, as a unit, for the betterment and the longevity of the culture. And that longevity does not include frivolous fights of a fourth grade nature, like these little motherfuckers with a book bag on and a backpack and snap packs, like somebody once said. They're over there with that girl. Women don't act like that. Women don't pretend that they're women and then come in and show the thought that they actually are. See, a lot of these women, they get online and they pretend. A lot of those women that support Cynthia G, they go in there and pretend. And I want to make no mistake about it. Cynthia G is also an accomplished woman. I believe at one time she worked for a cable company. So I don't want to take away her accomplishments. But sweetie, unless you got something that's a wand or something like that that can whip away my resume, well, I don't know what to tell you because it doesn't matter. For 17 years since I was a kid, I worked around and for Party 8, everything else like millionaires. One of the biggest millionaires, in fact. And I've never really had to want for too much. You understand what I'm saying? And I've never been desperate enough to get up on here and spend a whole tirade. I've been specific women that I've gone after, but I've never sat on here and did a whole tirade daily on bashing women. I did the opposite of that. And to have women of color come and attack me because of one certain individual and I don't agree with what they're saying, and I'm not going full perplexity. I've seen some guys get on their platforms and go full in. It shows me, one, you don't have any attention skills. That's one. So I know in no corporate format would you fit. Two, if you do have some attention skills, I still wouldn't hire you to the team because I have other minority employees and you're disruptive to them. I'm glad for the gentleman that was of color that implemented that to a lot of people that are hiring, especially in our industry. We needed that. Your disruption to the rest of the employees that are here. You understand what I'm saying? At one time, they would have said it like this. You want to come into town stirring up all the good niggers? You understand? And some people might not like the way I direct things. Some people might not like the way I said things. But one thing you ladies haven't been able to do on Cynthia G's channel is disprove me. Okay, y'all heard me call everybody worthless, right? Now she wants to do comparisons and you ain't nobody. Blah 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 blah. Bye, Sophia. Okay, bye, Sophia. And that might, you know what, Sophia, you go do that with somebody that Sophia. I'm not arguing with no silly bitch like that. Let's make sure we just do something real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm just doing something real quick. Get rid of a few of these folks over here. Y'all just give me 1 second. I'm just getting some people up out of here. Just wanted to make sure I got that neurotic bitch the fuck up on out of here too. Because we're not going to do that. This is not a spot for arguing and fussing and making up lies, talking about somebody attacked you. Okay, sweetie, The ghetto came out of you. I understand. That's who you. I'm just trying to get out of here. Okay, well, we'll let her stay. Let her write some more. So anyway, guys, back to what I was saying. If you saw how this woman reacted and how she came in here, and she said, I attacked women and I called her a whore. I didn't call you anything, sweetie. And I don't think anybody in this chat room hear me call Sophia Rose anything? Did anybody hear me call her anything? Anybody hear me call her anything? If you did, write in the chat room. I want to know. I know I did, but for shits and giggles. This is the way that they address life. They make themselves victims, women like this. When they make themselves victims, they garner empathy from silly men that don't think clearly and in depth. And once they gain that sympathy from the men, what they do is they try to utilize those men as tools to manipulate and use however they want to. That's why you get simps to go over there to that channel over there. I don't give a flying fuck what you say. I don't think many of you women, even if you are supporters of Cynthia G, you know goddamn well enough if you were in front of your grandmothers or certain other family members of yours, they smack the fucking fire out your fucking mouth for saying that you glad that some man dead in front of them. That's his bottom line. And if you don't, that means you come from shitty ass families to begin with, and fuck all of them. If they think the same way. Simple like that. I'm not going to go back and forth with people I don't know. People that don't donate. People that, from what I saw, some of them followers I went to go check out, and I implore y'all to do the same. Women that lived in not Section 8 housing, but high rises and shit like that, talking the most shit. They've been there for decades. And furthermore, I just want to say one other thing. To Sophia Rose that wrote that comment, Sophia, you have a fake account. You're somebody that knows me, evidently, or somebody that's frequented here, or someone that's still here and pretends like they're cool, but at the same time has a separate account so they can bash out anytime they want to. And I think I got it narrowed down to who you are. That's fine. It's cool. You say whatever you want to say, baby. You say whatever you want to say. One thing you're going to be saying too one time is look at that nigga right there in that motherfucking Maybach. Look at that motherfucker right there. I can't stand him in that Lamborghini. Bitch, I've done things that you, your friends, your mama even, and your daddy will never do. Don't ever get up online talking to any motherfucker frivolously if you haven't done anything in comparison. That includes the bitch you follow as well. Now that I did say, since you want to defend the bitch so much. You sound kind of cultish. You sound kind of silly. You haven't presented one argument outside of silly insults that, just like the title implies, from a fourth grade perspective. Guys, my name is Davin Lewis. I'm out of here. Y'all please make sure this video goes viral. Y'all share the shout out to Sophia Rose. Sophia Rose, as you say, and I just got one funny thing to say before I leave. Cynthia G takes in thousands upon thousands of dollars, has a cash app up, has ways on her website where you can donate and everything else. Don't be a fucking hypocrite and tell me I can't ask for donations when I haven't even asked one time and I was at the top of this broadcast and right now. You don't regulate shit over here, bitch. And neither is anybody else that you fucking roll with or anybody else in the culture. You ain't running me. Y'all want to run each other? You run each other. You try to run me, Sophia Rose, or anybody fucking else with you, make sure you're ready. Make sure you're ready. That's all I say. Make sure you're ready, because I am. And I'm not going to show you any hesitation, okay? That means the same reserve I would serve for a man, I'm going to serve for your motherfucking ass. And I don't care what color you are. Guys, if you'd like to donate, $STRINGERBELL80. That's Stringer Bell 80, or PayPal link is in the description box. I also have a single for sale. You can also purchase that in the description link. Sophia Rose, that means your broke ass too, bitch. And guys, let's get this going. Keep it going, whatever. I don't care if I have 10, 5, 6, 4, 8 people on my live. All my followers are real. And even though my views are sequestered for things I say, my views are sequestered for cursing and everything like that, but one thing is for sure, Sophia Rose, I got more fucking attention than you do, you worthless fucking bitch. So shout out to Cynthia G and the rest of the unfuckables. I'll see you guys later.